again, friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy, and I'm glad you decided to join me for this September book chat video. I hope everybody's having a wonderful September. I hope you are enjoying those beautiful falling leaves. As you can tell, I have my background all ready for fall. I've got some leaves, I've got my scarecrows, my sports cards up. I've got Miko with his apples, and I got my stinker skunk, and I've got Flower the skunk there. There's some fall animals. I always think of fall as being a turning point, if you will, and to me, fall welcomes a very, very important thing in my life, and that is sports. With the NFL starting again, the season starting again, baseball, which I'm just getting into, is kind of still going on. Go Cubs. So that is what sort of the subject of my book chat is going to be about, not necessarily baseball, but sort of sports vibes. So I'm so excited to share that with you. As you can tell, I'm kind of in a fall renaissance kind of outfit today. I guess you really didn't need to know that, but that's what it is. Let's just jump right into these. There's no order to these things. I just tried to pick ones that kind of gave the vibe of sports, if you will, or they are sports related. So, the first book that I would actually like to recommend to you is a book that you wouldn't necessarily think of right away when you think of sports, but I still consider it sports, if you will, and that is Puffin Classics Edition, Roger Lancey Green, King Arthur and His Knights of the Round Table. This is what the book looks like. This is just jam-packed with medieval stories from, obviously, King Arthur, and I don't know, nothing says more sports to me like medieval sports and jousting and archery and, you know, hand-to-hand combat, magical quests, all that stuff just sort of settled except the magical sports. But like jousting, sword fights, who wouldn't want to watch that kind of events, right? And archery. I absolutely love this book. I grew up hearing stories about King Arthur. My dad used to read this book, not this edition, but a King Arthur book, and I fell in love with it. I remember being in my sister's room and my dad reading the stories, and when it came to a painting, because there was paintings in that book, I always loved to look at it. Sometimes my sister would get mad at me because I'd like just looking at the pictures more instead of just listening to the story. But like I said, if you are looking for not necessarily a sports book, I would highly recommend King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. This is an awesome edition. There are so many different versions of these stories and books on it. It's an absolute joy to read it. They are always fresh, and I always feel like I'm getting swept away in the adventure, and I always like to imagine myself as a spectator when I'm reading the jousting parts of it or the sword fighting bits. So if you're looking for that sort of sport or just type of story, I would highly recommend this one. The next book that I would like to recommend is kind of, since I started with that book, on the lines of King Arthur, and that is another fantasy story called The Story Spinner, The Keeper's Chronicles by Becky Wallace. This is again, a wonderful fantasy story. It is about a girl, and she is a story spinner, and which is it's kind of roughly like, but not exactly like, a gypsy. And they have their family travels around telling stories, doing acrobats, that sort of thing. And she gets caught up in a pickle, I'll say, of one of the lords she visits, or magistrates or something like that. I can't really recall, and I don't really want to give away what it is, but she gets caught up in pickles, and she meets two very prominent young men who live at the castle, and uh, she meets them in the woods, and shenanigans happen, which I'll leave it at that. But if you are, and again, this story is filled with lots of archery, horseback riding, equestrian stuff, all kinds of sort of medieval sports, if you will. And it's a good story. It doesn't focus on the archery or sportsmanship, obviously, of this. But if you're looking for a fresh adventure, a great story filled with all kinds of surprises and twists and turns, I absolutely love this book. I feel like this book does not get enough love. I absolutely love it. The cover is gorgeous as well. So again, if you're looking for something fresh in fantasy with lots of action, adventure, I would highly recommend the Story Spinner, The Keeper's Chronicles by Becky Wallace. If you are looking for a more contemporary sports story, I will recommend to you, which one do I want to recommend? I will recommend The Good Luck Charm by Helena Hunting. This is a contemporary story about Lay, who broke up with her boyfriend Ethan, who is a hockey player, and it is about their story, how they broke up, why they broke up. But there's a twist to that, because Ethan wants his glory days back, and that includes having Lay by his side. With her, he was magic. They were magic. All he has to do is make her see that. And I love this. This is filled with wonderful character development, great paced story. It has that hockey sports themed element to it. So if you're a sports fan, you will like this book. Even if you are not a sports fan, I really think that you will like The Good Luck Charm. Again, I don't really want to get too much into details because I feel like it would be spoiling it. But if you're just ready to have a good time with a book and have that sort of sports underline to it, I would highly recommend Good Luck Charm. Again, this is a romance book, so I'm probably going to say it's not for the younger readers. The next book I would like to recommend to you is, again, another contemporary romance, if you will, and it again is about hockey players, and it is again by the same author as The Good Luck Charm, and that series is called Pucked by Helena Hunting. If you could not tell by the title of this book, it is about hockey players and their love interests. This story, which is a series of, I want to say 6 or 7. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. It focuses, like I said, on a different player of a hockey team of the Chinooks. And this book focuses on a famous hang on. I'm trying to find the characters. Okay, it says Alex Waters' career is as big, carries a big stick. With famous NHL player for a stepbrother, Violet Hall is well acquainted with the playboy reputation of many hockey stars. She isn't interested in legendary team captain Alex Waters or his pretty beat-up face and rock-hard 6 abs. When Alex is confronts Violet's misinterpretation regarding the inferior intellect of hockey players, he becomes much more than just a hot body with the face to match. Violet discovers just how good Alex is with his hockey stick in his pants. Violet believes her night of magic with Alex is just that, one night. But then Alex starts to call and text and email and sends unexpected gifts. Suddenly, he's too difficult to ignore and nearly impossible not to like. The problem is the media portrays Alex as a total player, and Violet doesn't want to be part of the game. So that is what it's about. This is definitely for a mature reading audience. I wouldn't recommend this to anyone under 18, just because there is sex scenes in here. Again, that's not the focus of this book, but it can get pretty spicy. I would, out of 10 peppers, I would give it to 10 peppers. So just keep that in mind. But if you are looking for a good story with just a very, again, even if you're not into sports, I really think that you would like this book. The relationship between Alex and Violet is fiery and fun and non-stop back and forth. There's good banter, good character development, good pacing of the story. I absolutely love this book and series. So if you are interested in getting into sports and reading about sports and romance, I would definitely give Pucked a try. So that's all the books, but I do have another recommendation, and I'm so excited to share it with you, and that is the book that I wrote. That's right, I wrote a book, and it's called Legends Orbs of the Elements. This is a high fantasy adventure story. It is filled with magic and adventure and good versus evil and lots of sword fighting and horse riding and archery and equestrian stuff and just all kinds of stuff that you love in a good fantasy. I put all my heart into this book. I am so proud of it. I am currently editing the sequel to this book, and I hope to soon, I don't really have a timeline because that stresses me out, to get that one into print as well. If you are interested in purchasing this book, it can be found on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Apple iBooks, and lots of other places books are sold. But if you would like to actually find out what this story is about, I will read the back to you. It says, Leon of the Western Plains thought he was like any other young man. He is content learning his father's business as a hunting guide. There is nothing Leon enjoys more than being out with his father on the wide open plains with his faithful steed and armed with his trusty bow and arrows. Life was good. Life was simple and predictable. That, however, would soon change when a mysterious young woman arrives at his family's house with an unusual request. Leon at first rejects what the guest has to say to him. Surely this woman has the wrong person. His parents wouldn't keep secrets from him, would they? The winds of fate are not blowing in Leon's favor when a life-threatening situation happens with his family. It leaves Leon with no choice but to join forces with the mysterious young woman in a life-changing magical quest that could reshape their world. Unknowns to Leon, Prince Nero of the Northern Highlands craves more power and territories. There is no denying he rules with an iron fist and dark magic. Aided by both a dark wizard and witch, he desires to rule the entire world and will slaughter any who resist. He fears no one, nothing, who or what could stand up against Nero's mighty magical warriors. So that is what it is about. Like I said, I am so excited to be working on the second book to this series. It's just gonna be the second. I'm working on the second and final book of this series. But if you want to dive into this awesome world that I created, I would highly recommend it. Also, if you are interested in buying this book and would like it signed, please, you can send me a message via Instagram at Idaho Disney Book Dragon. There I will send you a personal message, so that way I won't be sharing my address with the world. So keep that in mind. My book also makes a great gift for anybody starting out wanting to read fantasy. It's a very easy read. There's not it's my world building isn't too overwhelming or anything like that. Also, if you're interested, I have a Facebook account where I share all kinds of different articles of how I created these characters, my thought process of how I write my stories, all kinds of fun articles. So if you're interested, definitely go check that out. And lastly, I would like to share with you what I'm currently reading. I started this book when I went camping, which was a couple months ago now, but this is a thick book, and it is called The King of Sloth by Anna Hung, Huang. This is the fourth book. Thank you for putting the number on there. In the series of King of Sin books. This is a contemporary romance book. It is about a man named Alexander Costello, and he is he's a playboy who relies heavily on his inheritance, and he has a publicist named Sloane, and I really like that they kind of start off as having a relationship out of respect, and even though he doesn't necessarily, how do I say this, respect her in a way that he's a playboy and doesn't really have a care in the world, where she's more trying to keep everything in check, making sure that he is seen in a good light by publicity, by the world, and clean up after his mess. And their relationship grows due to an event that happens. I don't want to say what the event is, but again, because it spoil it, but I love this book. It is so good. I am so enjoying it. I am currently on chapter 30. I think there's 42 chapters. There's 46 chapters, sorry. And so I am well on my way, but I saw this book series, the first book anyway, I was on Instagram and I saw it everywhere, and it looked really good. The snippets that I was hearing of it looked really good. If you are interested in spicy romance and just a good story, contemporary story, I would highly recommend this book. Again, I will say that this book is for a more mature audience. Nothing too explicit, but it's just, this story is more for a mature audience. There are sex scenes and stuff, but not super explicit, but there is sex scenes in this book. So just keep that in mind. Probably not for the younger readers, but I really like this book because he is a very playboy, not a care in the world, and he kind of, through his journey, Xavier's journey, he kind of learns to grow. He does learn to grow to kind of care about people in his very close circle, and I love that. I think, again, like I said, the story is very well paced. The characters have learn and grow from what happens in the story. You cheer for them. I'm so enjoying this book series. I'm so glad I found it. I absolutely love, she was a new to me author. I absolutely love this series. I would probably buy more of her books in the future because I loved this series so much. And I just wanted to share that one with you. Yeah, so that is all the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. Down in the comments, let me know what your favorite sports books are. If you have any, like, any romance sports books, let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know, are you guys into any sports, whether it's NFL, baseball, hockey? I would really love to know. Let me know down in the comments. As I said, I am a new to baseball, so I think I might want to start reading baseball books. If you guys know of any good baseball books, let me know down in the comments. I am a Cubbies fan, so I'm a Chicago Cubs fan. I'm also a Seattle Mariners fan. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in a new video. And if you're not subscribed, think about subscribing, because once I reach 200 subscribers, I will be doing a big giveaway. Yay! And I will be extending my parameters to Canada. So that's really exciting. And once I get closer to 200 subscribers, I will be sharing with you all that fun stuff that will be probably in the giveaway, but I don't want to do that until I reach my goal. I feel like that would be putting the cart before the horse. So anyway, all that said, sorry it was a long wrap up. I will see you guys on my next video. It will be talking about another one of my favorite Disney princesses, and that is Princess Tiana. So if you are interested why I like Tiana, definitely be looking forward to that video, and I will see you then. Bye-bye for now, everyone.